Well, let's talk a little bit about consumer protection in Chapter 18. And here we go. So, the exclusive legal defense of property, when we talk about property, right, it protects us in our use, ownership, transfer, security of, there are limitations, right? We can't transfer what we own without some limits. We can't lie about things when we sell them and whatnot. We can't injure what others own, too. We can't trespass or do things to other people's property, be it real property or personal property. Things we'll do, right? Learn how consumer protections fit into property system, how we define consumer, the FTC a little bit, and then we'll talk about some of the debt collection, bankruptcy, and other things. I probably have more on that than what the book does. So who is a consumer, right? In this case, it's a natural person. That's important. When I was a banker, we had a whole set of different rules for disclosures that we had to do for consumers versus business people. Okay, if you were in a business, boom, we actually had very little disclosures that we had to do. Here, you want to borrow money? Here it is. Here's the interest rate. Here's what you're going to pay us back. Whereas consumers, we had to give them a lengthy disclosure statement, and especially if we were using homes for collateral, right? So a consumer can incur debt, right? And primarily through the FTC. Okay, and there are other consumer protections otherwise, but regulation, right, prohibits unfair or deceptive acts or practices in commerce that we have. They also give opinions, guidelines, and rules, okay, that they can have, penalties, civil fines, corrective advertising, and we might take a look at that. Rescissions, meaning people can rescind transactions, right? Consumer refunds, damages, public notices that they might have to run, in addition to corrective advertising, perhaps. So we talk about a reasonable consumer. Sometimes consumers are unreasonable and they don't necessarily deserve protection, right? But there can be express and implied claims that manufacturers or retailers might make, misimpressions, right, materiality. All of those things can come into play. And I think what I'm going to do, here's, I don't know if this is a video. So, and I don't know if this guy ever got busted for improper advertising or whatever, misleading advertising, but we'll see if it's still on here. But I always thought these were kind of...
This is Bob. Bob is doing well. Very well indeed. That's because not long ago, with just a quick phone call, Bob realized that he could have something better in his life. And what did he get? Why, a big boost of confidence, a little more self-esteem, and a very happy missus at home. To learn more about Enzyte, contact your doctor or call 1-877-4ENZYTE for a free brochure or visit Enzyte.com. Enzyte, the effective, reliable way to natural male enhancement.
Yeah, that one might have been a little misleading. I'm not sure, but in any event, we had. I was looking at this Business Insider because it had ideas. Red Bull, false advertising, right? VW, remember when they were advertising that they're clean diesels? Oh, we found out that wasn't true. Activia, Red Bull said it could give you wings. Ooh, yuck. Okay, Tesco, Kellogg's Rice Krispies could boost your immune system. Yeah, that ain't true. Okay, and on, and there's just several examples there of ones that have happened fairly recently. So, the FTC today, right, it varies according to the orientation of the President and Congress as to how aggressive they may be. Okay, I would guess right now that we've got a little more of a pro-business president than we have had the last 8 years, and so maybe a little less aggressive in pursuing some of these things. FTC has great discretion, right, in determining what's deceptive or unfair. A lot of that's probably going to come from consumer complaints, though, that might happen. Somebody orders Enzyte and it doesn't work as advertised, you're going to complain, right? And as those complaints start to add up, then you'd see the FTC take some action. So the FTC also deals with equal credit opportunity and fair credit reporting, truth in lending, all of which, of course, I had worked with in banking. So let's pause there, and we'll come back and talk about the equal credit opportunity.